What's up, everyone? Welcome to Crackass Season 4. It is Thursday, November 7th, 2013. I figured I'd start doing that, make my life easier instead of typing in, because I'm lazy. Lots of packages today. Lots of packages. It was like a little mini Christmas. And there's Gizmo chewing on the packages. Gizmo? He's good. It's been weird lately. The past 2 days he's been actually quite good, so it's amazing. Anyway, let me show you what I got here. Lots of stuff, like I said. I'll show you a couple things first. My cousin sent me a package with two things. Like I said, he's been sending me some stuff. This is amazing, especially when he told me the story, and to actually have it in my hands is pretty cool because the bastard is lucky. He got a chance to meet Hugh Jackman. Best wishes, Hugh Jackman, Wolverine. So we got this signed. He actually had this. I forget he printed it up. The whatever the image, whatever you want to call it. He was telling me, and he went. He was on vacation or something, and when they were filming X-Men 2, he was in the area where they were filming it. I think it was Canada. I can't remember. I forget what the whole thing. And he had gotten this printed up because he found out where they were filming it, and he went there and he said that he was part of the staff or something because he had like a staff T-shirt that he had, from forever, from like a concert, and they believed him, and he went back there and he met Hugh Jackman and got the thing signed, which is cool. So that's awesome. That's cool. I mean, that's going. I mean, I would, all right. Granted, he knows I'm trying to do an '80s thing, but that's just going strictly in the man cave because that's. Always wanted to meet Hugh Jackman. He was up there with Stan Lee, and I met Stan Lee, which I'm going to show you something else in a moment. But another thing my cousin sent along with the package, I had told you he got a chance to meet Jim Carrey, and I guess he found this one later on. But Jim Carrey is the Riddler, signed from Batman Forever. Very, very cool. So now I have one of the Mask and one of Jim Carrey. I mean, of the Riddler. Riddler's one of my favorite Batman villains. I just think he's cool. Now this is interesting. It's the last one of the photos I'll show you. When I met, I'm going to tell you how this goes. Let me show you first. Stan Lee, signed, photo thing. Now, this is interesting. I didn't know about this until a friend of mine told me that I should go ahead and do it. When I met Stan Lee at the Philadelphia Comic-Con last year, was it last year? Yeah, it was last year. I bought the VIP thing, which I've shown. You've seen the photos of me with him in the VIP frame that I had done. And I got him to sign my Stan Lee Meets the Spider-Man book, and I got him to sign my Marvel poster. Now, supposedly, this is what was interesting, is you're supposed to get an 8x10, which is what this is, of him when you met him. They would give an 8x10s out. Now, what it was, two different things. This is what makes it interesting. Is you had to go to like Desert Wind, I think it was called, something like that, and you had to grab it, but then they were charging you. But the thing is, they weren't supposed to be charging you for it. You were supposed to get it free and have him either sign that item and something else, or whatever, however the VIP one was. It was mine. You got two items signed, anything you wanted as long as you had the VIP thing. Now, my friend told me, he's like, if you still have your VIP ticket, which I do, something he said you go to Marvel or something. No, or was it Stan? I forgot what I did. What the hell did I do? I don't know if I went to Marvel or I went to Stan Lee's POW thing. Or did something. I don't know. I'll have to look at the email. I'll have to let you know on that one. And what it was is you're supposed to get this for free. Like I said, and at the booth they weren't give. The booth was giving a couple of them away, but they ran out like really quick. And I think I was like the 100th one on there or whatever it was. And then they said you go to the Desert Wind thing, I think is what it was called, but they were charging you for it. You weren't supposed to be charged. So what happened with this is I wrote them an email, sent them a thing, saying, yeah, I was there, and I never got this, and I just found out about this now, that I was supposed to get this 8x10. Now, I didn't expect to have it signed, which was interesting. So I had said, can I just get the 8x10? Is that possible in the email? And I put a copy of my VIP thing, whatever it was, and I got this, my 8x10, and it's signed by Stan Lee. So now I got 3 things signed by Stan Lee, and it's got a certificate somewhere. I forget where the hell I put it. But that's cool. That is really cool. So now I got something. Not only do I have my picture with him with the VIP thing, which is right above. That's why I keep looking. Or my Marvel, my book, but now I have an 8x10 Stanley. Very awesome. Very awesome. Now, another thing I got, and I put them away already, which I probably shouldn't have because it probably would have been easier to show. But as you can see, I have my Garbage Pail Kid binder here. And what I had gotten, I got this on eBay for a damn good price. I think I paid like $8 and then $2 shipping. So $10 altogether, but I got the complete first series Chrome. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, first series now. I got the Chrome stuff, as you can see them. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but they're actually pretty nice. Like I said, there's can't see them too well because it's kind of a bitch. I'll have to do another video down the line, but not bad for $10. I got all of Series 1, and I remember from the same guy a couple weeks ago. I got all of Series 2. That's their Series 2, like the newer, not like the old remake, but you get the idea. We're gonna put this over here. Alrighty, now another thing from my youth. I had this when I was a kid. Well, not really a kid. I was 16 when I got it. I had just turned 16. It came out on my birthday, and I was begging my mother for it, and my father was like, I think I mentioned this story a couple times. I was like, it's coming out, and I was never really. Well, I actually was always a Nintendo kid. When I was a kid, Nintendo came out. I bugged my parents with not the collector's deck, whatever it was called, the control set or whatever it is, where it had the gun, the zapper, and the deluxe set or whatever it was, and after Nintendo, I switched to Genesis in the 90s, because Sonic the Hedgehog was the shit. And I love that. And my friend had gotten, I think it was Super Nintendo when I had Genesis, so we were always rivals. Like, I had Genesis. But you know how it goes, the console wars. But then Nintendo 64 was coming out. My friend's like, oh my god, because we're huge. I still am, I don't know about him, but we're huge Mortal Kombat fans. And I had gotten a magazine that I had probably mentioned a while ago. I forget what it was. I think it might have been GamePro or something. Electronics Gaming Monthly. And they had showed a photo of Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and my friend's like, what is that? What is that? Only had three little pictures. It had one with Baraka versus Rain, which was insane. Then they showed Noob Saibot and Smoke, and they showed like Shao Kahn and Kintaro or something like that. And they were saying that it's all the characters, at the time, in one game, and I was like, oh my god, and that was really the driving force. It wasn't Mario, it wasn't Zelda, anything, to get a Nintendo 64 because it was going to have Mortal Kombat, and I was like, oh my god, and this was just, I don't know if PlayStation was already out or it was coming out or what it was, but I really didn't give a shit about PlayStation. I was more interested in Nintendo, and on my birthday, like I said, I probably told you the story, couldn't get it because it came out basically came out that day. People there were like no really reserves back in the day. It was just kind of like, especially for systems. I mean, they did have it for games, but systems were kind of iffy. Nobody had it. It was the day that it was coming out. Nobody had it. We weren't going anywhere. And my mom had found out that they were having it at this furniture store that was next to Toys R Us. That they were getting a few. Apparently, they ordered them or something went wrong and they got a few. And I told you the whole story. My birthday, I got up late, but I still managed to get one, which was cool. And then I went next door, Toys R Us, and managed to get Mortal Kombat, which was the last one, which is cool. But 2001, 2002, give or take, my system was destroyed. My uncle went a little nuts. He's mentally handicapped when I was living with him and my grandmother and everything, and ripped out my air conditioner out of the wall, and all the water, when he pulled it forward, it all came out and went into my system and just fried it. So I managed, back in the day, again, I think I went to, it was, oh man, what the hell was it called? Funkoland, before it got switched and everything else. And they took anything. And amazingly enough, they dried it out and got it to work after I changed it in anyway. I had enough for a PlayStation 2 after I traded in all my games and the system, which just still kind of got to me because I waited on that line for the N64 and I kind of got rid of it because I was like, it doesn't work. But it wound up working anyway. But I got this on eBay. I'm rambling. Pretty damn good price, as you can see. I didn't unwrap it yet, but a Nintendo 64. Got this, all the wires, and it came with the one controller, which I gotta make sure it looks like it's in pretty damn good shape. So it needs to be cleaned big time. But one controller, and I got Mortal Kombat Trilogy in its box. which I was looking for it online. I was looking because I was thinking of getting an N64 if it was cheap enough. And you can't find these N64 games with the box. Like, it's almost impossible. Every single one of them is usually just the cartridge. But, so I got the system, and there's Gizmo checking out the system. What do you think N64, Giz? You ready? Alright. Got the system and the Mortal Kombat trilogy. Now, this is what's a kicker. When I was a kid, when I bought this thing, come here, Giz. Originally, it was like $300 and then $60 for the game. I get all that for $30. And it was free shipping. So for $30, I got a system, which I'm going to go check it out later. Make sure it works. And the game with the box for $30. Right? Yeah, that's a deal. We got one more thing to show the people out there in YouTube land. Oh, you're being so good. Now you're being bad. Well, I got to put you down because I can't show the people the other thing when I'm holding you. Okay, go down. I know you're a star. Oh, go down. Go play. Go play. All right, last thing. This is pretty cool, too. I had this, this is another thing I had when I was a kid. When I was, like I said, a pretty big, well, I still am, comic book geek. I can't get out of here. Get out of here, folks. Alrighty. I had this as a poster. One of the posters that got destroyed when I was living with my uncle and my grandmother. And it was a cool poster. I'm not gonna lie. I liked it. It wasn't like, it wasn't like crappy. It was just, it had a lot to do. Let's put it that way. A lot in it. And it was. Here's Gizmo. Oh, Giz, I don't want you jumping on that. You're gonna ruin it. It's got this crazy stuff. Here, I'll give it Gizmo. Sorry, he's obsessed with paper now. Here, go play with that. There, he'll be good now. Obsessed with blinds, obsessed with all that crap. Anyway, I had this as a poster, and I've never been able to find it until now. But I found it not as a poster, but as a lithograph, and I got it pretty damn cheap. It's the Marvel Universe, which you're not going to be able to see it too well, but it's got everybody on there from the 80s. All the villains, all the heroes. And Marvel Universe, it's got basically what it is. If you ever seen the Marvel Universe handbooks, it's basically all their covers put into one. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Like I said, not too bad. Like I said, you can't see it too well, but it's it's a little more sturdy, being a lithograph. And the guy packed it pretty well. So that's awesome. So granted, I didn't find it as a poster, but I got it as a lithograph, which is good. So I can't wait to get this thing framed. And if I ever get a man cave, it's definitely going to go up. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my my packages. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff. I do have a hell of a lot more coming. A lot of comics are coming my way. I did go a little crazy. My fiance is kind of looking at the bill now, and she's kind of pissed. She's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you spent so much money." I'm like, "Yeah," but the good news is my credit went up. Not the actual amount, but the rating. So I'm getting pretty good now. I'm like, all right. I told her, I was like, this spending spree, which I went a little crazy on, is it. I told her I'm going to cool it for a while, a long while, because like I said, I ordered so much stuff and pre-ordered so many things and paid for it all in full. It got up there with price, and my fiance, like I said, she's a little pissed, but I kind of had to word it. I was like, oh, well, my birthday is the middle, on 23rd of November. I was like, so you can call up birthday gifts. All right, yeah, fine. All right. Kind of how to do it. But anyway, this video is long enough as it is, and like I said, I have problems loading them. But yeah, second I get more stuff, I will definitely make another video. I think I'm supposed to get some stuff tomorrow, if the thing is correct. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, thanks for watching and listening to me ramble, and I'm going to go try this N64 here and relive my childhood. Well, not my childhood, my teenage years, let's put it that way. And it's not the size of your man cave that matters, it's what you have in it. Later.